y'all, it's been a very long time since I've sat down and actually edited a video, but I wanted to bring you something fresh, something from literally just like a week and a half ago. We got to spend a couple of days here in a beautiful place called Jutiapa, El Paraiso in Honduras. This place is located in the southern eastern area of the country of Honduras, and it is almost borderline to Nicaragua. So the country itself is not very large, but it takes a very long time to get from point A to point B. In this case, we came from the capitals, so it took us about 3 hours drive to get exactly to our final destination. We're heading to see my grandma, and it's been about 5 years since I last came here. This is my very first time driving in the country and just driving in Honduras altogether. I do recognize the mountain range, and it's funny because it looks like it's a T-Rex laying down. We are in a very rural area, and it's very different lifestyle than anything you would see in the city, metro areas, or even in the country in the US. So I want you to be mindful of that as you watch along. I also wanted to give you a heads up about what you should expect from this video. This is a very intimate look at how sometimes we do and handle our travels as a family in the places that we go. You can see here in this channel anywhere from like really nice hotels to what we're about to see and experience, which is a very different lifestyle, slow living in the country, and about some of the joys that come from frugality. We arrived around 4 p.m., so it was nearing sunset time. This is my grandma here. She is my mom's mom, and she is 83 years old. She's currently making some flour tortillas for our famous baleadas, which is one of the most staple snacks and foods that we eat in Honduras. It is basically just a flour tortilla with refried beans and some either cheese or mantequilla, which is like cream or sour cream more like. My grandma has been a very hardworking lady, but I was surprised to see her do this since now she uses a wheelchair. This is my grandma's home. It's very rustic. Came here a lot of times. It provides for the functionality that it's given, so nothing fancy. It's just stores bikes, as you can see. This is the method of transportation around here. This used to be a very nice bedroom though, at some point several years ago. Talking about like over 40 years ago, so give you an idea, right? This is the portion of the house that was initially built. and the oldest, of course. So before it was just, you know, the living room, and this was the bedroom, and then separately from this, which is the attachment, there has been additions to the kitchen, the living dining area, and then I'll show you where else has been added, as obviously the family has outgrown the space over the course of the last 50 years. Probably more, because my grandma is 82, 83 actually. She just recently turned 83. She has a beautiful garden. It's very dry here, but everything grows. There's various fruit trees around, but this is the side of the house that has the nicest plants. It's pretty cute. And of course, a little bit of the view from the main road that goes throughout the area. If you hear that, that's the kids playing. We'll get there. So the ceiling, obviously, it hasn't been like reinforced. I don't know how it's endured so long, but I do see that they put those portions there instead of the clay-made roofs. This is not really a living area anymore because obviously it's not very safe and animals can crawl in here, so that's why it's used as a storage for mostly for the bicycles. And of course they have like a share space here. A nice window to the front. They have this door. This is the infamous door of a portrait that I took, in case you wonder if you've seen it in the past. And this takes you to the dining area, which is open, and it's always cool. Like there's a super room climate change here, temperature change from this space to here because it's basically open. You can sit, and we use it mostly for the sitting and talking and enjoying. And there's a little door to get to that side, or a little fence. And then they added this room, and this used to also be a room. And again, because it's just so old, it's no longer like a livable room. It's just to put stuff in. They just have some containers they use for various things. And it has a pretty window too. I remember being here and spending time with my uncle. He used to put me right here on the edge, and it was really nice. Right here. And now they have a little fence. We put the vehicle that we rented in here. And I'll show you this area in a second, but this is the view from here. It's really like these is, I don't know how to say it, but it cools the house. The material they use inside the doors or inside the walls, it helps to basically keep the rooms like fresh.
Frijol.
My favorite place here, the kitchen. My aunt. A lot of this has been redone. That corner used to be where the actual wood fire would take place and the cooking was done. Now it's been obviously transitioned into like a modern just stove top. They have the fridge and a nice table where they stored, and I'll show you. plates and cups and everything that is needed for the kitchen, but it's nicely wrapped. Silverware under this, and everything is contained because obviously this is open and animals can get to it, so they make sure that it stays nicely safe, clean, and away from animals. They have a nice little cupboard here. I want to say they have some pretty cute, nice glassware and ceramics. Pretty ceramics. And then we have here containers and pots and a space to cook and cut and store in an opened kitchen. And this is where the water comes, and obviously this is used to wash up fruits and things that they need cutting. They closed this window before. This used to come out and have the sink outside of the window, so you could kind of walk up to the window and stick your head out, and they closed now. And then more storage, and they do have a kind of modern sink here, except we don't have running water, so that's why they keep this here. And we just have the water and use the water obviously, and you wash, and you can do that. And I'll show you where else around here they do that. And they have the organics separated from plastics and things like that because they compost here because we're kind of far away from like cities, so that's the way to do it here. So before this area, they used to lay out the coffee beans so they would dry out and roast them. Pretty cool, huh? And they did these additions. Before, it used to just be these 1-2 rooms, and then they added that corner one, and now there's a really big one here. And here, it's never actually been like a room, like a working room. This is where my grandma keeps the production. So these cocoa beans, if you aren't aware, this is how they make chocolate. These are not good ones, so I think these are the bad ones. Let me show you where the other ones are. So the beans, oh, these are the good ones. Here they are. These is cocoa beans. Yeah, that's where they make the chocolate from. Oop, gotta get that. And and before they used to keep the hens here and the chickens and the chicks, but someone decided to break in here and steal them, which was kind of sad. So my grandma doesn't have any chickens anymore. And these are some really yummy pumpkin styled, I don't know how to say it in English, but in Spanish is ayote. Sí. ¡Qué moto, mi amor! Venga, mi amor, venga. Venga, papi. ¿Cómo le hace el motor? Mi amor, ¿cómo tiene la basura? ¿Cómo tiene la basura?
Otro es más difícil.
Y si el calcio es carísimo allá.
Los viajes. Ahora monta a Indira más atrás.
Mire, ¿qué? Le voy a agarrar de aquí. De aquí. Qué bandido, Freddy. De verdad que es papá. ¿Ah?
La mamá es la bonita.
Mire, este bandido tiene con los pistes rusos, de pase con Putin y ese es puro gringo.
Sí. Esto sí sabe.
¿Verdad?
Gracias, camello.
Bueno, entonces usted, tenga.
Ah, usted-
Usted lléveselo para allá. No, porque
No, porque usted está viendo el ride.
lléveselo.
Y él es el director.
Hay que pegarle una nalgada para que salga riado.
Para allá, para la puerta, allá al revés, por el coco.
Ah, sí, por allá se ve bien bonito.
Ya,
Cabalgando al atardecer,
Eso,
va.
eso es un cabalgando al atardecer.
Cabalgando.
los cocos la hacen
Culantro, eso es pura flor. No es nada de culantro, solo pura flor. Por el camino, vos hipote.
No, él es mansito. Vaya, dale.
Más rápido vaya él para que se divierta.
Ya para acá viene convertido en dólar.
Ajá. Qué bonita esa entrada, hombre.
¿Eh, cómo es? Para irme yo en la ida. Aquí mira, ahí ves el pilón del caballo.
Vamos a ir porque mañana en la mañana vamos a ir a la cabaña otra vez.
No.
El tío quiere.
¿A qué hora van a ir, papito?
No lo sé, como a las 12
No, mi amor.
o 10 o 11. Para solo hacer una vueltita.
No, ¿cuál
Mami.
vueltita?
Mami, por favor. Papi dijo que sí. Mami, I can't find my...
No, en español.
Mami, no puedo encontrar mi toothbrush.
Cepillo de dientes.
Cepillo de dientes. ¡Woohoo! Hola, mami, te amo. ¿Por qué?
No, está botando mucho el agua.
Encontré el cepillo.
So this is it for right now. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for tuning in. And if you want to continue experiencing the journey with us, go ahead and connect through Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Until next time.